The attorneys in my office are so adaptable. They have to deal with so many changes, whether it's the court rules, whether it's legislation. Honest to goodness, this is a field not to get involved in if you don't like change. Because if you don't like change, you will hate personal injury litigation, because things change all the time. Practicing this law is nowhere near the same as it was in 2015 or in 2010 or in 1995, whenever it was that I started. It is so totally different. It continues to change. It evolves. And my staff and my attorneys have really stood up magnificently to the challenge of dealing with everything else that we've had to go overnight, to Microsoft Teams and to case lines at court and to Zoom video and to not being able to sit with the client over a cup of coffee at court and discuss the offers back and forth, etc., and to having to speak to judges over video. And not all of that can we show here, unfortunately. But I'm trying to give you a little bit more of an idea as to how things have changed in a legal office due to COVID-19. And I think that the legal profession, and in particular the courts and the judges, have adapted brilliantly to the new system. I really think it's fantastic. In fact, I think that when things get back to the normal, there'll be a lot of people saying, let's do a little bit of video now and then, because it can reduce some of the problems with the overcrowding of the courts, etc. But the courts and my team, they've just been fantastic in terms of the way they've coped and adapted.
The challenges we face during this COVID-19 period is especially at court. Everything is happening online and via Zoom and Teams meetings, which place us in a difficult position when trying to deal with people at court if they're not available. Nou soos waar ons sit vandag, gaan ons glad nie hof toe nie, so jy hoef nie Pretoria Hooggeregshof toe te kom nie. Dit gebeur alles op die platform soos wat ons nou konsulteer, okay?
Okay, ja.
Okay.
Die wat ek van jou onthou, watter spoed het jy gery voor die botsing plaasgevind?
Nie vinnig, ek het skars begin versnel. Kom ons sê so tussen 50 en 60.
En het daai kar enigstens gestop of het hy net eenvoudig oor die stopstraat gery in jou vas?
Hy is vol spoed van onderaf oor hy stopstraat in my vas.
During COVID-19, I think the challenges that we faced as attorneys was obviously getting everything online. The courts in South Africa were quite behind in terms of electronic systems, but I think COVID-19 pushed us into getting everything online and judges getting used to having Teams meetings. And I think the issue we all still face is the fact that there are no judges available. That's still a difficulty, and I think now even more so because everything is done electronically and people are just ready to ask for a judge at any time.
Always in these kinds of cases, there's two aspects that need to be dealt with. The first is you're going to hear lawyers speak. It's what we call the merits. Merits is really just a quick way of saying, how did the accident happen? It's important to realize that with your merits, there can be, whose fault it is, can be all one person or all another person, all the other person's fault. Give you an example. If you're sitting at a red traffic light, someone drives into you from behind, it's going to be all them. But if you're both sitting at a four-way stop, say, and you just go at the same time because neither of you were really looking and you bang in the middle of the road, that's going to be a 50-50. That's important because the degree for which the other person is liable gets taken off your claim. So when we get to the quantum, I'm going to tell you about that now, say we prove R1 million, but this was found on the merit 70-30, you'd get 700,000. The Broglio has got an excellent record on the merits because you win on the merits, you get more on the quantum. All right, now we get to the money part, which is the part that makes everybody excited. If I remember correctly from the file, you hurt your hip, and you hurt your back, and you hurt your wrist. Those injuries can cause a number of types of loss to you. The simple first one is your past medical expenses. You went to hospital for your hip, you had some treatment, you're going to claim that back. So for that, and you can liaise with Prashani for this, is just try to make sure that you keep get together your statements, invoices, what you paid, it's not urgent, you're still a bit away from trial, but we can recover those costs for you very successfully. And like in your case, you spent a couple of days in hospital, it's going to be a substantial amount of money.
We've had to overcome by using different platforms, from WhatsApp to Zoom to Microsoft Teams, telephonic consultations, trying to ensure that our clients remain engaged and remain updated on their matters, but also keeping safe with regards to social distancing.
Dazzling Sun's race day at last. This is the one that we expected her to win, and she's in my colors, the gold and royal blue, on the right hand side of the screen, taking the lead.
Fusillade is also now trying to run on strongly as they come down to the final 300, and the favourite Dazzling Sun has opened up in front. Miss Marilyn's trying to stay with that one. Nothing really else got a chance at this stage. They come inside the final 200. Dazzling Sun is out on the lead. Miss Marilyn the only chaser, but Dazzling Sun far too good, going to run away with this one. Dazzling Sun eases up at the line from Miss Marilyn.
I love the way the jockey's looking over his shoulder. Look how he's riding her, hands and heels, no whip, slowing her down. This is a horse, again, looking back, where is the opposition? This is a horse that could have won this race much more easily than she has. And you never know how good they are because you've got to see them race against other horses, but that was as easy as you get.